as time goes by, if history remembers him, I want history to remember him as a victorious person with a victorious life. So yeah, so let's talk about Russell now. So tell us, who is Russell? We have an idea that he is the guy that first brought you to Russia and took you around. And I didn't know that. It sounds like that was your only time actually physically breathing the same air with him. Is that one trip? Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, we spoke a ton of times through the internet. We became friends online per se, and we because we had a bunch of live streams and we had a bunch of conversations without being live, because at some point when events were unfolding in other scenarios, in other theaters of war, let's say, I would call Russell and we would discuss the subject. For example, like the 7th of October between the Palestinians and Israel. When that started to unfold, I remember talking to Russell loads of times, and I read his book. I mean, if you can get hands on his book. I mean, if you contact Ludmila, I don't have the contact at hand here to give you, but I'm sure it can be put there, the description in post, and you can read his book. I strongly advise you to read Russell's book, because he gives you reality of course it's past time. I mean, the reality of war has changed due to technology, but his experience is very, very, very enlightening.
Okay, so tell us, who is he?
Okay, Russell Bentley is an former American citizen. He died as a Russian citizen. He was also a citizen of the DPR with passport, and he moved from the United States to the territory that was self-proclaimed the Donetsk People's Republic in 2014. And he went there, when Maidan occurred, and then there was this, the people in Donetsk and Lugansk republics didn't like the outcome. They took arms, and they made an uprising against this new Kiev installed government. And they formed militias, because the Kiev government has conducted an operation called anti-terrorism operation at that time against the citizens of these two oblasts of former Ukraine. And so Russell took up arms against them together with his militias. He sold everything he had on the United States in Texas. And he left his mother and his sister and his father, and he just flown to Russia to join the militia, just like that. And he joined a unit called Sudvremny, composed only of communists. It was an international unit. I mean, he talks about it. He fought alongside Koreans and Italians, and I mean,
so
many
he was
other.
Probably about our age now doing this, right?
Yeah,
10 years ago, right?
Yeah. He would be this year. He would be he turned 64, so.
Oh, he'd be even older than us then.
Yeah, he's older. He's older than us. Yeah.
Yeah, but he, at the time when this happened, 2014, he was even older than us now.
Yeah. He was 54. Like I said, he was 54 when he joined the militia. So, and I thought he was overweight. I remember with the guy, but he was already very proficient with guns. So that really helped him to get in the militia. And he got in shape. He got in shape like in a couple of months. When you saw a second video of him in a couple of months after he joining, I mean, he lost like half of his weight. And someone asked him about that, and I remember him answering, well, that's the Donbass diet. He explains in his book what is the Donbass diet. I won't delve into that detail, but it was really example for me, because he was fearless. I mean, if you imagine a guy sitting in the comfort of his home in Texas, I mean, he can be interested. You can participate in a lot of movements and civil rights movements or whatever you defend and uphold. But doing that step of just leaving everything behind, because you cannot bear injustice wherever it takes place across the planet. And he was really an anti-fascist guy. And he saw that fascists were taking root and having a strong role in the Ukrainian society at that time. And they were very motivated to go against the people of Donbass. And so he did what I think it was the right thing. He went there to fight them. Basically, this is who Russell Bentley is. He is really a hero. There is no other way to describe a hero. He didn't care about himself, about his well-being. He went there to fight in what he believed, and he went there to fight for other people, not just what he believed. His values were defending third parties, other people, families, civilians there that he didn't know. But he was well versed in history and in politics, and he understood the situation well. So he did the right thing. And I was very, I mean, I feel very honored till today of having met that guy. And having, like I said, this cup, guys, it was the cup that he used to drink coffee every morning. I shit you not when I tell you this.
Wow. Wow.
Because it was given to me, Ludmila gave some gifts, things that belong, personal things that belong to Russell, to people that she considered that were good friends of him. So this cup came to me. I thank Ludmila for that. I think I mean, if you want to know anything else.
No, that's good. And he lived his life the way he thought was right and for a cause. And he ended up, giving his life for this cause, So
yeah, and
like
he
I said,
stayed.
I want to be a victorious memory of it. So I only had one interaction with Russell, and it definitely changed me. I had started this channel, and it was only a few weeks old, and I was invited to go to like a town hall type of thing in Moscow with supposedly some famous people there. And my wife was like, "Oh, I know that person. Let's go."
Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph, let me interrupt. Can I interrupt you, please? Because I'm reading a comment here from Deep Dive Hub. And he's like, fairy tale time. Can I address this guy for just 30 seconds?
Please.
Well, part of what you say, Deep Dive Hub, I don't want to, increase my voice here, but part of what you say is right. I mean, he was, what happened to him happened in the hands of these soldiers of the DPR, because fairy tales don't exist, and they don't exist anywhere. You can go to any country, and it can be your paradise, and you can still die over there, because every tree has a rotten apple. And this is what happened there. And this does not change what Russell did and what Russell fought for, and the example that Russell made for other people such as me, for example. And you should be, have more respect for people like Russell, or at least, try to live yourself in a way that he did, instead of just coming here and shining with his comments. And you can see, we can notice your tone in these comments. And it's just, if people do that, you can see that you're not a great person. And I'm sorry. But
no worries.
Please keep
glad you
watching.
addressed it. So basically, the what people try and pick at are that he was deleted by people that were in service of the DPR. Is that right? Is that the point? I just want to make sure we understand.
Yes. He was. He went to. There was a bombing when he was taking care of some stuff in the center of Donetsk, and the bombing, the missile or the rocket, landed in Petrovsky. He heard it, and it was his habit to go to these places to tend to the wounded, to see if anyone needed help. I mean, he had a very strong sense of community, and he was used to live like that in Donetsk. And I can tell that Donetsk is a pretty safe city. I mean, if a Ukrainian rocket doesn't land on you, you're pretty safe otherwise. So what happened to him was really, really an exception. And I believe, I tell you my opinion, I have very inside information about this. And I will just tell you my opinion, because I can't just state the facts as I know them. He was a victim of a mistake. There are a lot of stories that they are told about this and how these people behaved and what they were up to. He was a victim of the mistake. He was caught in a very tense area. And him, despite being well known, he hasn't been in the military. I mean, last time he was in the military, it was in 2017. And every year new servicemen come in. I mean, you don't expect, Donetsk is not a village. Donetsk is a city. I mean, people, you don't know everyone in Donetsk. So he was caught there as a suspicious element. And then amidst some talks, and maybe some rough talks that really happen more often than we wish to, but they do happen in these areas, because people are playing with their lives. They can't just be, oh, please, can you tell me about this information, or where we were, or whatnot. No, sometimes things get rough. And accidents happening. And I think these people made mistakes while they were trying to do their duty. And then when they realized they made a mistake, it was already too late. Of course, what happens after is that, of course, they have families as well. They want to protect themselves. And the rest is in the justice secrecy. Or I don't know if you can call it this way. But that doesn't describe at all the environment of the troops there, or the environment of Donetsk society. Nothing like that. I think Russell had a tough luck. I mean, he was lucky until then, and his luck just ran out. But that doesn't, like I said previously, that doesn't erase the man who he was, the deeds he did, and also the men that fought alongside him that were from there as well. That I met many. I met his commander. I mean, really, really interesting people to know. They have really tough lives and really interesting stories to know.
Right. Okay, well, I'm glad you said that. So basically, the investigation is still ongoing.
Rolling?
Yes.
Did you like that clip? If so, click here. But if you love that clip, click here and watch the full video. Also remember to like, subscribe, comment, and most importantly, share before I disappear.